Naptime Riot, Raincloud and myself were in the process of an enormous gravlev journey, so we attempt to undertake a circumnavigation of the planet Microtech. And so far we've pushed on through good weather and bad, mountains, ice lakes, forests and plains. Starting in the deep snow of New Babbage, we travelled southwest at first, before turning at Calhoun Pass Emergency Shelter and proceeding west through Shubin Mining 18 and onwards through Shubin Mining 10 and Shubin Mining 13. After completing the 655 kilometers to Rayani Deltana Research Outpost, we set out on the 2200 kilometers of wilderness between us and a small cluster of data centers on the path back to New Babbage. But during this leg of the journey, we encountered an obstacle unlike any other we'd seen so far. An enormous ice ocean that seemed to have gaps in its collision geometry, causing bikes to fall into it and invariably explode. We now face the problem of crossing the giant ice ocean or going around it. But going around would see us taking a detour and foregoing the high-speed flat ice for slow-going mountains. It was sunrise of day 9 as we arrived back at the cursed ice ocean. Nice landing. So yesterday we discovered that this ice lake was filled with... It felt like it was filled with geometry holes, which meant that as you were going over you could fall into the holes. Today we've come with some ships to come to that exact location. And we're going to test it to see if it was a server problem as opposed to a planet problem. And if we blow up the bike, we'll have to go around this ice lake. I'm going to start tentatively moving off west now, okay?
I'm watching. Two and a half kilometers.
Okay, I'll pick the speed up now and we'll see what happens. On setting out, the lake felt fine, but I'd not travelled all that far yet. Entering a kind of bluer area. No problems. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, slowing down. God damn. I was turning back towards Fingers, sticking to the line I'd already travelled. Hope I don't fall through at any point. Proven route, hopefully. We'd had a few other options to explore, and loading up the bike for the time being seemed like a good call, though getting it into the ship wasn't exactly smooth either. With the spare bike blocking the back door, the side door was the most accessible. Bike is red, by the way. I think I damaged it on the way back in. I'll use the spare on myself. I'm just going to do a literally testing the water kind of around here and see if I get any of those dips. If I get any of those dips, I'm going to get up onto the banks.
I'll hang out while you do that test.
So the first thing we wanted to test was whether the edges of the ice ocean also suffered this problem. We'd only really encountered it way out in the middle, and so tracing the edge might be feasible and allow us to avoid the slower terrain to the south. Oh, yeah, it's... Okay, look, this ice lake we got to avoid, because there's something, even on the coastal parts, there's just something that is not behaving right. Ooh, okay, yeah. The problem that we face now is that sticking to the coast isn't really an option either. The coast isn't a smooth, continuous beach, but a jagged collection of bays and peninsulas, like river mouths breaking up its edges, dotted with large chunks of ice. Still making progress, I'm just hopping along the coastline. I mean, the thing is, like, we've encountered loads of these ice lakes, right? The first one's caused any problems. Maybe it's an isolated case, you know? Oh my god, it's infuriatingly huge. Because like, I'm looking at it now and it just goes on forever. I got to cross like a river mouth a minute, so hope fingers crossed. I have to cross a bit of it. Oh, yeah. No, I died. You can't cross it. There's no point on that lake. It's safe. The only option we had was to go further inland, where we could still stick to a path and we would be able to avoid the ocean entirely. But this meant very tough mountain and forest for hundreds of kilometers.
You had mentioned that there's a data center that's a couple hundred kilometers closer, that's probably J88.
Yeah, it's like KVE or something, or I can't remember exactly, but there was one that's closer, yeah. There was one that's closer.
Yeah, that's Alpha Alpha Echo. KH3 Alpha Alpha Echo.
Yeah. Well, it's still morning at least, so we've got some ground to cover.
True course is 245.
Roger, 245.
This is challenging terrain.
I know, I'm in it right now, I know. The weather and the trees add up to really bad frame rate as well, so it's very challenging, yeah. But I mean, this is what's on the plate, you know?
Yeah, I'm over a cliff on this ridge here, so the other side is real steep down in the trees.
Okay.
There's a nice little ramp here, though.
Okay. Mercifully, the thick forest cleared up quickly, and it looked like it would be mountains only going forward, which is definitely slower than ice for travel, but we've learned how to cover them relatively quickly on this trip. I'm making steady-ish progress. I found a nice little valley that runs adjacent, I guess, to the ocean. I would be very curious to know how far of the ocean there is left to avoid.
You're in the middle of a mountain range right now, and there's several oceans off to the west.
West, okay. Ooh, yeah, okay, I see the ocean to the south, ocean to the north, yeah. We'll probe it west, okay, we'll probe the ocean west, because it does look like we've got a kind of, like you say, a band of solid terrain we may be able to use past the mountains. Out in the distance, this band of mountains stretched on into the clouds, and not wanting to risk the lake to the south either, this would have to be our path. Bittersweet, isn't it? Though we're making progress, we know that we're surrounded by ice lakes that are potentially unusable. Like, we could be full speeding it right now.
I guess oceans aren't the way, but lakes are okay. I'm on a really smooth course line here, minimal trees.
It's not a bad mountain range, actually. As mountain ranges go, not a bad one. Jumping from ridge to ridge, relatively clear. Through the worst of the trees, I think. It looks like there's some clear going up ahead here. Oh yeah, I'm seeing pink already. I'm seeing just little hints of it. Things were clearing up in the terrain a little, but we get some false hope and some compounding accidents up ahead.
Looks like this ice lake on the left ends.
Excellent, that's good news, because that's the direction I'm switching to kind of a little. I'm gonna ride, so this ridge goes south a little, then comes back west. I'm just gonna ride it because it stays out of all the trees that don't, ooh, big impact. Big dig in, which it was not pretty. Bike brakes seem to be okay, so I'm not too worried, but it's not nice.
I know sometimes when you pull up on it, it doesn't pull up, but it only seems to do it when you're close to the ground and you only get like a second or two to pull it up.
Yeah. Dug in about 3 or 4 times in the past minute, honestly. And then Fingers would realise that we were about to face a potentially huge problem.
This range you're following right now
Yeah.
is a peninsula, and it will be surrounded on 3 sides by ocean.
I might have to like just try and cross one of them, because if I'm on a peninsula, I can't exactly turn around at this point. It's too far. The mountain range we were traversing, it turns out, is a peninsula, and the oceans to the left and right we've been avoiding connect to an enormous ocean to the west, dead ahead. The distance we need to cover at this point to circle back and go around the whole thing is enormous. We'd have to risk crossing it.
Does it grab you when you hit a hole, or just give you a little bump?
I'm just trying to think of the best way to describe this. Like, imagine going over a hole, the bike drops down, but then the other side catches you and lifts you back up again. Except for if the hole's too big, in which case the bike drops down and you crash into the terrain. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I was thinking maybe using max height would let you hop over
I
holes
was at
better.
max height the whole time, yeah. Some of them you can hop over. That's what the little jolts are. The little jolts where the front end lifts up. It's the bike dropping, but then the other side of the hole catching you and lifting you back up again. But then you hit one which is just too wide, I guess, and the bike just falls in and impacts the other side.
I'm heading for Land's End now.
Roger. I can see Lake ahead. A ways off, yeah, but I can see it. I'll tell you what would be best. Don't worry about the spit bike just yet, because I'm going to need you to mark a position for me. You're going to need to stay super close to me while I cross this, so if anything does go wrong, we know the exact position.
Alright, I will shadow you on the crossing.
Excellent.
And let's find out the correct course heading since we can pick any one.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's getting closer now. It's getting a lot closer. Normally, this would have been a joyous moment, right? Coming across something big and open. Right now, there are risks involved. Here we go, okay, here we go. Godspeed, right? We'll see what happens.
Godspeed. 240.
240, okay. Is there any specific reason? Oh, I suppose that's the direction we're heading, right? Okay.
Yeah, I dip down, line up the marker on quantum, and then pop it to the horizon and come over 240.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay. There are holes. There are definitely holes. The bike is dropping every now and again, but I'm just gonna let it ride. Hopefully, none of these drops will be big enough that we actually fall through or anything. I'm also gonna record it from third person to show this effect, because like it is visibly like clear what's happening.
I'll be happy if you make it to blue water, and then we'll really see.
How big is this one?
This is massive. I'd have to go to the end, and I'm saying it's yeah, you can see the horizon.
Starting to see marbling in the ice. Okay, I haven't had a dip in a while. Maybe we're past that. Maybe.
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
I'm watching the bike's height relative to the shadow and how it behaves, and we'll see what happens. We've been over blue a few times already and never had problems.
240.
Yeah, sorry, I was in third person view, so it's kind of, yeah, try and get that back on course. Crossing this ocean was a huge gain in terms of distance, as you can travel at full speed for hundreds of kilometers. But for the first time, it was a tense experience. I want to be more excited about it than I am, but it's just so trepidatious with with everything that's happened.
I'm gonna go up and try to find the end.
There was a little bit of a dip there for sure, little one.
Yeah, I can see it. 60 kilometers.
Okay, that's not too bad.
I've been to the south, I've been to the north, east and the west, the middle of course. I may have been astray, but I never been lost, never been beat by
I hit some white, right? And I'm over a kind of very sky blue, like no marbling, just completely.
I guess I've been lucky to some degree for someone who ate all the food from the tree.
Alright, back to manual control. I'm going to try and get onto this coastline and.
Still course 240.
What's it, 240? Okay. Okay, well, we made it across a goddamn ice ocean and didn't fall through. So that's good. I think maybe it was just like, I think maybe that one particular lake, a series of lakes, was like a problem patch. That's what I think. But with one major hurdle behind us, the bike would now start making some very unusual sounds. Okay, some open ground, this is good. Weird sound coming from the bike though. Weird sound.
Health check?
I think I might need to do it when I get to you, I'll do that, yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's do some checks. Getting off the bike would also allow for a quick distance check, as we'd cover a lot of distance on day 8, and with the cursed ocean now behind us, it'd be good to know how far we still had to go. We changed destinations for the leg to a data centre about 200 kilometers closer than our original target. 1100 from Riari in a straight line.
So your bike's all good?
Checking now. Gravlev 5 is gone. That's it. There didn't appear to be very much damage to the bike really, but it was nonetheless making a very strange and unhealthy sound. We'd have to just put up with it though as we set out west once again. Okay.
Most of the valleys through this mountain are on the course line.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, we got some green valleys here. Very rustic looking as well. Could be on the they could be on the packaging of like a health cereal, you know?
Follow it, it comes out into a valley. And the run from Kilo Hotel 3 to New Babbage is actually shorter than this.
That actually doesn't surprise me, yeah. That this would be the longest one. And we knew it was going to be, right? Like, we knew that after Riari, there was just nothing for so far.
Yeah, I can tell people I've been through a whole lot of nothing with you.
Up ahead, the open plains became very mountainous. The peaks and troughs were incredibly frequent. Still, it would give us some spectacular views as we pushed on through.
Exceptionally steep terrain.
Yeah. The good news about the steep terrain is you only actually have to like traverse about 5% of it. Mostly you can just jump it, you know?
Don't forget your degraded lev.
It's addictive.
If it ain't fun, what's the point?
Exactly, you know? Very nice views though, wow. There's some real crazy, like, minute terrain challenges, very small scale terrain features that are each presents its own weird little challenge.
They like want to dig you in or trip
It's
you
like
up.
little terrain puzzles, you know? It's interesting, that's for sure.
Well, who wouldn't want to be on cruise control on an ice ocean? Oh, this looks like a golf course.
Oh yeah, oh my god, it does look like a golf course, my god. As soon as I came over that jump there, I could tell immediately what you meant.
Get off that bike, keep your toes to rest. Been riding for the last 8 hours.
Wait, it's been 8 hours.
No, it's been more like 2.
Okay, I've got to stop though. I have to stop, you're right. I have to take a break. Because bike's taken a couple of hits and my accelerating hand, oh my god, does it need a break? There are worse places to stop, right? Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, if you wanted 5, did you want me to go grab another bike?
Oh my god, if you want to, that'd be amazing, honestly. That'd be, at this point, that would be hugely helpful.
It's been a costly leg.
But 2 of the, limbs of the are red, yeah. They're both on the right side are red. I was taking a break as the sun set on day 9, and we made up a few hundred kilometers since traversing the ice ocean. We were confident though that with a fresh bike we could hit the data center and close out the longest stage of this expedition before the night was out. And a fresh bike would be no more weird sound either.
$446 and 245.
245 right there, okay.
Back to pinging.
Back to pinging, yeah. Lots of trees. Terrain seems to dip down quite a bit, but maybe it clears up, who knows.
Looks like light forest so far.
Yeah, light forest at night though, it's like, it is a bit of it's a tricky one. So, the final few hundred kilometers promised some difficult terrain, jagged ridges and hills covered in trees. We could build up some speed on the open plains, but the trees are always a threat, and finding paths by ping works well on flat ground, but over hills and blind jumps it is much harder. Fingers could lead me through the canyons on the first mountain range, and this saved a lot of potential damage. And following this, things would open up for a while. It wouldn't be long before we were in reach at 100 kilometers.
And on a lighter note, 100.
Oh, now we really are close. This is it.
Remember, this place has turrets and no repair.
I know. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to let me get. You have to guide me towards it, and I guess I'll see it shooting at you, and I'm gonna dismount from the bike like a safe distance away and like walk up to it on foot. The data center we were finishing at was actually the first bunker we would encounter on the whole trip. Every other stop was a mining outpost or an outpost. Special considerations are needed when visiting a bunker by Dragonfly. When a destination is within reach, it's easy to get excited and push too quickly. Mistakes can happen very easily at these times.
Where your marker spun around that looked like a turn and burn.
No, it was a rock. It was a rock.
Smash and burn.
Exactly, a smash and burn. It didn't matter though, we were just a few dozen kilometers from ending the longest leg of the journey. From here, the only real destination remaining was New Babbage itself, and I was very, very motivated to hit the data center.
Alright, I'm gonna go see how close I can get to it.
Roger, how close are we now?
If you met me at my spot, that was 70.
Okay, you should be able to get by 3 kilometers away. I think, like, based on my experience of doing bunker missions anyway.
Yeah, there's definitely a sunrise come. There's ambient light out here.
I hear shots.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that turret.
I can see where you're at, okay. I'm on my way. Oh, it's only got one turret. Okay. I reckon I can make it down there into the blind spot without getting killed, maybe. Damn! Day 9. End of day 9. It will start day 10, I guess, maybe. But we're here at goddamn... whatever this bunker's called. We'd made it to the data center, and the name is KH3-AAE-L. The longest leg of the journey was complete. The one that looked impossible when we were planning this journey out, and as a bonus, the bunker only had a single turret, which allowed me to park up right next to it. It was time to check the map and plan our return to the beginning. Holy shit, look at that, look how far we've come. We can still go to LVE, like LVE is, like I don't mean now, but LVE is 419, and then New Babbage. Only a single stage of the circumnavigation remains, around 1500 kilometers back to New Babbage, maybe stopping at another bunker along the way to break things up, and with a little luck, I'll be able to line up schedules with rain and nap time so we can complete the final leg together. But timing these things is tricky and it may not end up that way. All the same though, I am very excited about getting this journey complete, and I want to thank all of you for joining me along the way. I also want to send out a very special thank you to all of our amazing patrons, who you can see on screen right now. And in this video, I would especially like to thank 13th3, who recently became a supporter of the channel over on Patreon. Thank you 13th3 for your very generous support. Patrons like you are what make these videos possible, and I am very grateful for the help. If you are thinking of starting Star Citizen, you can use the referral codes in the description below to gain an extra 5,000 credits when signing up for a new account. We'll be back with our final stage of the circumnavigation of Microtech very soon.